Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here for a meditation a day. Today we are doing a silent meditation. We invite you to meditate right along with us. Teri's going to play some beautiful music, and then we will come back on the screen with you in about 20 or 25 minutes. We're going to share with you the messages that we received in meditation. So please join us. Teri Angel, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Ruth, and good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, let's go ahead and we'll go off camera. We'll see you soon. Oh boy, Teri, can I hear you?
Can I hear you?
Yes, we can. Very
Yeah.
good.
Awesome.
So today was interesting, although we say that every single week. This was all about the Christ consciousness. And Teri, we do talk about the Christ consciousness here at Enlightened World Network. We also know that some of our viewers are not as comfortable with Christ and the Christ consciousness as we are. Do you want to talk about the Christ consciousness for a minute before we even talk about what the message was?
Sure. So Christ consciousness is our connection with God, Christ, the divinity, and how we live our lives and expressing that out through our energy. So when we connect in with the universal, all of us together, the oneness, then we're connecting in with that Christ consciousness. So it's not about the traditional like Christian beliefs or how it shifted and changed after Jesus was on the earth. It's about that inner being that's inside all of us. To me, that is the Christ consciousness. It's expressing that from our heart and that divinity that's in all of us. We're told we're a spark of the divine, and Jesus definitely was divine. Mm-hmm. So that's the connection that we all have, is being that heart of divinity, which can be said in that way as Christ consciousness.
Yeah, thank you. And I think for each of us, it means whatever our hearts and souls take it to mean. Very, very individualized. I think very, very individualized. So this meditation was about breaking the chains that bind us. And the first thing they did was they showed us all the different ways that chains bind us. Of course, not talking literal chains, but emotional, physical, spiritual, cognitive, behavioral, all of those things that keep us stuck. All of those things that perhaps we choose to use to keep us in low vibrational energy. And sometimes we think somebody's doing it to us, but there's always some element there of somebody's going to refute that. Oftentimes we allow these things to ensnare us. One of the things that they said was that Christ through us is stronger than anything that binds us. And I heard, call on me to set you free. Teri, thoughts so far?
Yeah, because we talked about unmet expectations and giving in to peer pressure, no matter how old we are. You know, we usually think of peer pressure with kids and teenagers, but as adults and even older adults, we can have peer pressure. So unmet expectations and being able to stand firm in who we are, no matter what. And I mentioned a song that I dearly love called Even If the Sky is Falling Down. No matter what's going on or who's exerting pressure on us, we have that ability to still stay firm and stay strong. And it is through the Christ in us, the divinity that's in us, ever how you see divinity.
We were reminded that just knowing that Christ through us can break these binds. We don't have to go through some big ceremony. We don't have to do anything in the physical other than know it and just embodying Christ consciousness coming through us, that divine love, as you said, Teri. We heard a lot about standing in our truth. And when we stand in our truth, that knowingness of us as a spark of the divine, holding and embodying divine love, there's such power in that reality. And when we stand in that higher vibrational frequency of that divine love, all of the muck that other folks are existing in and living in doesn't have to impact us. We've got control over a lot of that. I think we heard an ex-president's wife say, when they go low, we go high. This is about going high.
Yeah, it is raising our own frequency, raising our vibration. And how do we do that? We do it through meditation, through taking a deeper dive, by just seeing ourselves as divinity, as part of that oneness of all that is. Yes, it's interesting because we've been studying the Course in Miracles this whole year online and as a group at Enlightened World Network. And this is the big part of the lesson, is knowing who we are and that only love is what's real, and all this other stuff, the peer pressures, the things that we see in the world that can be so daunting, we can always step back away from that and see that, you know, that's not the reality. The reality is who we are as a spirit being. So that's where the strength comes from, is inside.
Yes, we were reminded of the story of Daniel in the lion's den, and the strength, the power, the knowingness, and the havingness that Daniel emanated. There was no fear. It wasn't cockiness. It wasn't egotistical. It was just embodying that knowingness and that havingness. Let's see, what else did they tell us, Teri?
Well, reminded, the word that came up was medieval, the medieval times, but it was more than that. It was the time before concrete buildings and fast cars and time moving faster. It was a time of slowing down and just really enjoying being, as opposed to constantly doing. So I think that's important for us to get that place for us to get to, is to just slow everything down and not see just all this material part of the world, but to see the peace that we can have in the world.
Right. When we stand in those high vibrational frequencies, we're impacting the other people around us. And when we lower ourselves to match somebody else's lower vibrational frequencies, we're also impacting the people around us. So we've got that choice. The last thing that they showed us was a recommitment to the Christ energy, the Christ consciousness. In our particular case, it was through communion, but they reminded us that there were other ways to recommit to our oneness with divine love through symbolism. And for each of us, it can be our own separate thing. It doesn't matter as long as the intention is there, the meaning is there. So it's a call to action to remember the oneness that we are, the divine love, the divine oneness. It's a call to action.
Yes. And we each have to do it ourselves. You know, nobody can do that for us. We have to dig in there and find that commitment and say our yes. Yes, I believe, and yes, I'm going to stand firm no matter what.
Excellent. Thank you, Teri. Anything else you want to share for today?
Oh, I just loved this today. This was so beautiful and so needed. And the music, you know, the angels guide what music to put on. And it just felt so perfect. Every bit of it, it just felt like it was reaching deep in our soul and taking us to that place of peace. So if you came in at the end or you didn't get the whole meditation today, I encourage you to go listen to it from the beginning, because it really will speak to your soul, and just allow that peace to be there.
Yeah, beautiful. It was beautiful music. And friends, here at Enlightened World Network, these are tricky times. There's a lot going on that's pulling people off center, and it's very easy to react emotionally. So we're just being reminded here today, we don't have to react emotionally. Just stand in your strength, stand in your truth and your knowingness about divine love and about your oneness with divine love. So I so appreciate this meditation today for my own personal welfare. So thank you for being here. Take good care and God bless. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.